aspect of the game. He is a better athlete. He is a better thrower. He has a better team. He has a better it factor. Jordan Love has come. Let's look at Jordan Love's first 5 starts of his NFL career. Right, he played the Las Vegas Raiders week number 1. They played the Chicago Bears week number 1. That was a dub. That was him coming out 45 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he did get sacked 1 time, but he flexed on the Chicago Bears. Then they play a very, very good Atlanta Falcons team. They did lose to the Falcons, but they did battle. They did come back in the second half. He did throw for 151 yards. That was when Aaron Jones started to go down. Then they come back and they beat the New Orleans Saints. He throws for 259 yards, 1 touchdown, comebacks from 18-point down, wins that game. And then they did get demoralized versus the Detroit Lions, but that's because on the defensive side of the ball, Jair Alexander let them down. Jordan Love, 246 yards, 1 touchdown, doing his thing. And then he did have a bad game versus the Raiders. He only threw for 182 yards in that particular game and had a 54% completion percentage. But we do have to realize that he has 2 wins already on the season. He has 2 wins on the season, more than Justin Fields. Justin Fields' whole career, he has 6 total wins. So right now, he's a third of the way in 5 games competing with Justin Fields. Jordan Love is better than Justin Fields, hands down.
You forgot about the game before when he put up 20 points against the Lions and threw for 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions.
He also threw for 246 yards.
So over the last 2 weeks, he's thrown for 1 touchdown and 5 interceptions. Right? But here's the difference. Here's where what you're doing is what everybody else loves to do. Everybody that's been on the Jordan Love bandwagon all season, all the Packers got it right again. It's because he won a game. And then he came back and he had a good 10 minutes versus a Saints defense that was sitting on a 17-point lead. He won another game, and people are like, oh, Jordan Love. Nobody's sitting there and actually looking at what the kid is, because why? What do we say all the time in the NFL? Winning cures all. So when you start comparing quarterbacks and when you start comparing players, you have to realize that every quarterback in this league is in a different situation. They're with a different organization. They're with a different offensive coordinator. They're with different weapons. They're with different everything. What you have to look at is a body of work. And Jordan Love body of work is only 5 games deep. So I do give him that. He can get better. He can potentially be developed. He can potentially grow. However, he is with an offensive-minded head coach who is seen as an offensive genius in the league. He's one of these young offensive genius head coaches, and he is not looking very good. Then when you look at Justin Fields, his first year, I don't count his first year because it was with probably the worst head coach in Bears history. And that's saying something because we've had a lot of bad head coaches in this town. But what Matt Nagy did to him in that season is almost unforgivable. What he did to him in that game with that game plan versus the Browns, where he got sacked, I think he's still getting sacked by the Cleveland Browns defense, actually, because he got sacked, I believe it was 9 times that game.
Yeah.
You can't take a young quarterback in the league and put him in that situation and then expect him to trust his offensive line afterwards. So let's throw the first year out of it. Then bring in the second year. They went 7 games before deciding, hey, look, we're going to actually go to your strengths. We're going to do what you do best. And what does he do? He starts taking over games. And then what do? Realize they need to start losing games. So in the second half of each game, they go to things that don't work. It's what they were doing last year. This is what, if you watch the games, this is what was going on. But what has he done? He's shown the ability to throw on the run. He's shown the ability to be accurate on the run. He's shown the ability to throw a very accurate deep ball. He throws one of the best deep balls in the entire NFL. After week 7 last year, he had the 4th highest QBR in the league. Only Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and there was one other guy, but it wasn't even Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I think it was
that was
Tua.
ahead of him in QBR last week after week 7.
I think it was
4th
Tua.
highest QBR in the league. And this kid has shown the ability to do it. Now, you look at what he has around him. You look at an offensive line that couldn't block a pillow if it was thrown at them. You're looking at an offensive play caller that continuously calls for 5 and 7 step drops behind a line that can't block with a mobile quarterback at that. You look at an offensive play caller who has called multiple times play calls that you just don't even see. JT O'Sullivan, who breaks down the all 22 tapes all the time, it actually cracks me up because it always makes me, I make fun of him for the way he said it, but he said it was straight, literally LOL. Because you have these play calls where you have 2 wide receivers lined up on the same side of the field, running the same route to the same sideline 4 yards apart.
That's great play calling.
And then you throw the ball to your out wide receiver, and the other receiver that's running the same damn route thinks the ball's going to him, and he blocks the ball. Like, he's in a different situation. Now, Jordan Love, look, Christian Watson was hurt. Romeo Doubs played okay. He doesn't have a ton of weapons, I'll give him that. But what you're seeing from him is the same thing that we were seeing from Mitch Trubisky for all those years, and we dogged him.